Hey everybody, hope you're having an awesome day today. So in today's video, we're going to be doing a review of an online course, and this is by Benjamin Botkin called Film Scoring, for Beginners. And so when you go onto his website, Forte Composer Academy, I really like that name. You can see it looks really clean and just very presentable. So you have a bio about him, you have your lead magnet or your a free resource for you to download. About bringing your MIDI productions to life, which is really cool. Some music that he's scored over the years, and then these are his two courses that he's released so far. So the one we're taking a look at is Film Scoring for Beginners. The other one, Composing for MIDI and Virtual Instruments, I feel is more of an in-depth primer for those looking to get into virtual orchestration and are looking for answers on how to get set up, maybe what sample libraries to use, and just looking for specs on, technical things. So the world of film scoring is quite large, and so if we take a look here, this is his basically video trailer. This is the product page, tells you all about it, and he's got a really cool trailer here featuring a piece he actually wrote for the Screenwriters, a film he worked on. So all the content is here, and then there's some features of the course here, and then who the course is for and not for, and then you also have a money-back guarantee in case you're not satisfied as well. So let's just get into it. The way the course is laid out is, as I would expect, a primer or kind of like a basic fundamental section about the the definitions, and so you get kind of a well-rounded start in the world of film scoring and how the terms actually work. Working with the director, there's a whole video on this, and Benjamin really stresses in this section how important it is for the composer to go along with the role and the vision of the director. So here under our massive trust, it's basically saying like the director is putting his trust in you to bring his movie to life. So it's our job, and it's a really important job, to communicate what the director wants through the use of our language. So we're just working with them, but not only that, it's kind of a close partnership, which is really important. And developing this relationship, can really result in a good movie. So let's just take a quick look at this and see how it's.
Welcome to today's lesson. We're going to be talking about the director and what it's like to work with the director. The director is the head honcho. She's the creative visionary, the master storyteller. His job is to realize the entire story and direct the other creative role players in realizing that vision. As we mentioned before, there is a hierarchy here. So no matter how good friends you are or how close the collaboration is, at the end of the day, the director has the final creative say, and the composer needs to be okay with that.
So you can see here, basically as Benjamin is speaking, you can also read below the video the text that basically reflects exactly what he's saying. So for those, maybe if you don't have enough data or you just want to read more, then you can basically just go underneath the video and read everything he's saying. But for those who are more visual and maybe want to have like a student-teacher kind of simulation, then it makes sense to watch the video through. And then sometimes he also puts up slides and examples, for example. As you can see here, director, composer, partnerships. So he puts up slides here. So it's not, just a camera on him talking all the time. There's also these other, sometimes there's quotes as well. So it's pretty comprehensive, I'd say. It meets the standards for, the reader and also the video watcher here. Cool. And then he has this whole section on career and business matters, which is really nice. And I actually picked up a lot from here. Defining what your career goals are, what you're actually going for. This is kind of a really quick primer in the tools you need to get up and running. So he pulls a little bit from the MIDI virtual instruments material, talks about that. You need like a DAW and instruments, you need production skills, and basically just tools to work with the director. Super important. And then the pre-production process is also very important, because in here we talk about the, working with the director to find out what his vision is. And then the spotting session is where you actually go in and watch the movie, see what the director wants, and if you're asked for your feedback, if asked for your feedback, you can provide that. I think the biggest thing I picked up from this section was that, as the composer, as we mentioned before, our role is to serve the director. And so, even if we have thoughts that may not necessarily coincide with what the director wants, it's not our place to kind of say that out loud without, any invitation. That is really important, I feel. And then here he actually gives us his cue sheet template. So basically you can download it and then you can customize it to however you like. So you can list out the different scenes that are in the movie, when the director wants those musical parts to come in, and whether they should be, abrupt or maybe fading in. All those different details are super important, and develop a cohesive film. So let's keep going on here. Okay, let's skip that here. So we have the scoring to picture area, and this is kind of where the most technical music making videos are. So these ones here are kind of like a whiteboard action. Actually, he actually brings out a whiteboard and talks about the content here.
In this lesson, we're going to be talking about how to score visual rhythm in film, or what some people call Mickey Mousing.
So if you go through here, let's just see. So here he's going to demonstrate some examples on the keyboard. Here he has some examples from scenes to illustrate his different points that he's talking about, which is nice. Then he talks about hit points, shift points. So a lot of technical jargon, but it's not convoluted in any way. Once you understand it, it all makes sense within the context of a scene. So he draws out diagrams to kind of, show you some examples of these hit points and shift points, which is great because I'm a visual learner myself. So I find that I understand it a lot more when I see it written up on a board. And then here you have your different scoring situations for different genres. So action or chase scenes, comedic scenes, romantic scenes. So these are some of the longer videos. I think the romantic one is one of the longer ones. I think it's about an hour long. So we actually
in this
go
lesson,
through,
we're going to be talking about
start to finish, and basically runs you through writing, in the style of one of these genres. And of course, this is entirely situational. Each of these different genres is just one example of that genre, right? So I think this section is mainly picking up the different instrumentation that's used, the different stylistic choices you can use, tempos, rhythms, that type of thing, and just how to make an approximate appropriate score in the style of each of these situations. And then it goes through rescoring a scene from the movie Charade, and actually goes through and shows us how he would approach, writing the music for this one. So there's the planning, the actual composing process, timing and finishing. So it really goes step by step, and each video does go quite in depth. So the first one is 20 minutes alone, and then the actual composing one is about an hour long. So that's great. And yeah, super helpful. And then he also gives us the MIDI and the video as well, and we have the finished scene to just watch and learn from. And then there's some finishing up section here. You have the file delivery and final steps. So it talks about formatting, and then talks about further resources that you can look here and use for your own learning. Video resources, non-public domain films that you can also download to practice scoring, and then these are different scores that you can look at to learn how to orchestrate and see how the instruments work together, which is great. So all in all, it's a very comprehensive course. I feel like Benjamin did a good job of starting at the beginning, kind of demystifying the process, and kind of showing us the technical aspects of it right away, teaching us the different terms, how we should approach working with a director, realizing what their vision is and serving ourselves to that vision. And then he actually goes through different examples of different genres and goes and scores it himself. And we can learn a lot from another person's workflow. So it's super helpful. It's very well presented, very clean, as you can see. I truly enjoyed my experience going through the course. So I appreciate you watching. Thank you for, taking the time to watch this review. And if you're interested in picking it up, I put a link in the description below, and you can click on that to go to the course and just check it out for yourself. And in that way you'll be supporting him and me as well. This is an affiliate link. And so yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about the course, feel free to leave some comments underneath and I'll be happy to answer them. I'm sure Benjamin will as well. Yeah, feel free to reach out to him on Facebook or email or whatever, and I'm sure he'll be more than happy to answer any questions. So yeah, I really appreciate it. And this is Film Scoring for Beginners, a really comprehensive overview of the film scoring process. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really appreciate it. And until next time, I will see you in another video. Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.